Okay, it's Saturday morning and we're gonna go get a container today. I chose to get a brand new container because I don't want to deal with rust and fixing anything. So it was a little bit more money, but honestly I think it's worth it, the time saving and just the overall quality of it. So I only have a 1500, so I went and borrowed my buddy's truck and I just got the trailer hooked up. He got a 3500, so we can pull it, and it's about 50 minutes away or so. So I'm gonna leave in about a half hour. The boys are coming with me, so I'm waiting for them. And then we'll bring it back and hopefully get it painted up this weekend maybe. I'm not quite sure on that, but let's go get this container. Good investment. We'll see. Hey, you're taller. All right. I apologize. I didn't film quite as much as I was hoping to yesterday. Things just got pretty hectic and caught in the moment. So basically, I took pictures and a couple videos here and there, but we got the container back on the trailer. It's here now. And I washed it last night with some, let's see, some Zep industrial degreaser. So I got the whole thing degreased ready for what we're gonna do to it. Now, these videos are a little bit they're gonna be a little bit out of order because the one I was gonna post next was gonna be the LED lights on the letters, which I did make good progress on and started working, but the going to get the container kind of overlapped. So these are all completely done already. But going to get the container kind of overlapped with some of this next video that was going to come out. So in this one, we picked up the container. We're going to paint it black, and we're going to do the electrical inside. So today, it's Sunday morning. Let's go in here. Today, we're going to start on the electrical because before I paint this, I have to scuff the entire thing so that the paint will stick. Otherwise, it'll peel and flake within, you know, a month or a couple years or whatever. And I don't want that if I'm going to go through all the trouble. So I got some, I just went to Menards. I didn't know exactly what to get. I got some other ones here too, but they're like Scotch-Brite pads basically. These are 2-inch, I believe. So, sorry. Basically, I'm just going to take these and really quickly hit it like this. And you can, it's probably hard to see, but it scuffs it up enough to where paint will stick. So, what I'm going to do is get all the electrical going. And then while it's drying, I'm going to start hand scuffing this whole thing to get it ready for paint. So for the electrical, I don't want to drill any holes. Wow, that's going to echo. I don't want to drill any holes into the side of it to mount anything. So what I'm going to do is get some PL Premium, and I read online it's going to stick pretty good. Hopefully that doesn't turn out how our JB Weld situation turned out, but I think it'll be good. And I'm going to glue on the boxes, the panel, and the strapping for the conduit. So I'm going to lay it all out and glue all that stuff on, and while that's drying, I'm going to hand sand the whole thing, or scuff it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 4 7.5-inch cans, not cans, but pucks in the center here. I'm going to put my panel there, and then it'll feed off of like a RV hookup plug on the side. So I can just plug it in wherever job site it's at. And then I'm going to put some outlets up top for some cameras that I'm going to put on it at some point. And then I'm going to run one conduit down the side that way and one open over the top for the 24 volt transformer for the LED lights on the letters. I'll probably add outlets and things down the road, but for now, that's just what I'm going to do. So I'm going to run to Menards and go get what I need, and then we'll start laying this out and gluing everything up. Now I got all my THHN wire from Amazon because it was way cheaper than what I could buy at stores. So there's no point in, you know, doing that. But it's going to show up today is what Amazon says. So I don't know if that's tonight or whatever, but we're definitely going to get all of our stuff glued up. So I'll see you back once I get back from Menards. All right, I just got back from Home Depot, or sorry, Menards, with a truckload of stuff. And I'm going to start laying out where everything goes. Now, obviously, I can't use a level on anything because this container is not sitting level and it never will ever. So I'm going to have to I'm just going to have to pull parallel off of everything for all my conduits to keep them straight. So I'm going to start laying all that out, and then I'll come back and I'll talk about gluing them up, and then we'll probably start working on scuffing this thing down. All right, I got everything mounted up that I can right now. So I got our 4 boxes evenly spaced. I just used zip tape and taped them up while the glue's drying. Not all of them landed perfectly on the flat spot, so some are a little different than others, but whatever. Got these all mounted up, and I'll explain exactly what everything is. It's hard to tell right now. But I'm gonna mount this up, but I need to put this piece of conduit from there to that one because it's like 6 inches maybe. Otherwise I won't be able to get it on once it's glued up. So I'm gonna run home because all my wire and stuff just got delivered, and it was way cheaper on Amazon. That's why I did that. So I'm gonna go get all my wire and everything, and then come back and we'll finish this up. All right, I got back from my house with all the wire that we need, but in the meantime, I got some of this conduit done. These boxes are still taped up, and I got all this ran I got the panel set. I'll show that. But I kind of screwed myself a little bit because I'm just not thinking. I've done it before, but I didn't leave myself room to slip the conduit in between the boxes. I just taped the boxes up. So I had to take that one down and the end one down so I could slide it all in. But I'll tell you what, that glue is holding really good because the ones I tried to take down, they're pretty difficult to do. So I think it'll work great once it's all dry. I'm just gonna leave this for now, let this all dry. I got the, it's hard to see, the hangers put on. And they're not, I wanted to evenly space them all, but with the ribs, they're not. So like these are 16 off the box, these are 12 inches off the box, and those are, I don't know, I think 18 off the box, but that's just how it worked out with the ribs. I got our panel set. I got this piece ran up to here since it was short, I had to run it. And I got that piece ran down. I ended up taking this box off because I'm going to clamp it on when I sandwich the plug on the outside through to the inside. And I'll put Lexel all around it so it doesn't leak. And I don't know if I'm gonna wait till I paint it and then do it so there's paint behind it so I don't have to tape it off, but whatever. I got this ratchet strapped on here so it's squeezing it into the glue really tight behind there. It's hard to see, but that's holding that on good. And I'm probably gonna finish up these couple conduits here. These don't need the boxes taken down because they have 90s in them, so I can bend them up in there. And then I'll come back once I'm ready to run some wire. All right, I got most of the conduit up and I got my lights working. Look great. Some of these boxes kind of wiggled down, the two that I had to pull down to get the conduit in, so I had to put some tape over the top. It'll be dry by tomorrow, but got all the conduit. I think I showed that last time, but now all the lights are up. And I got these two outlets pulled here, and I got one more circuit I need to run for the actual LED lights and the driver for that. So it won't take long. I just got to run from here up to that box and then down to here. So, and that's up there because it's going to have a photo cell on it so that when it goes dusk, all the lights on the outside turn on behind the letters and I don't have to switch them on or off. So that's why that box is up there on the ceiling, because I'm going to drill through and put it there. But the only other thing, I did not mount this box yet that goes to the outside because I want to paint it and then Lexel the plug into it. So I just have it kind of roughly wired up, but this is the outdoor plug. Let me undo this quick so you can see this will go on the outside and it'll be just a weatherproof plug, but I'm gonna wait to mount that obviously until we paint. So I'm gonna try and finish this circuit up and call it a night, and that's gonna be about it for this electrical until we put the letters on. Okay, I'm done for the night. It's about, you can't see that, but it's 10:20 and I got here at 8 this morning, so a little bit of a long day, but we got a lot done. So I finished up that, ran that down. So this is just 20 amps. It catches the photo cell, runs down here, and it's feeding this LED driver. I glued that on, and then I glued this box on, so it's drying by tomorrow when I come back. These two leads will come in here, and then this conduit will run up and over the top and go to that box that I glued on there too. This will feed one side, this will feed another side, and then this will come out and feed. There's a plug on the side here that comes out and it'll feed all the letters when we put them up. And the same here, this will come and do that. So this is low voltage over the top. So I'm completely done with high voltage. or regular stuff, except for me drilling the hole through here after I paint. So I'm pretty happy with how everything turned out. The glue seems to be holding really good. I'll come back tomorrow and take all this down, the tape obviously, and tighten up all the clamps that I put. So it looks good though. But that's it, and I'm gonna go home and then we'll finish this up tomorrow. Okay, I got mostly everything done. Got my cover on. That was already done. I got this finished up. I got the LED driver mounted, and I just hooked up a little test piece of strand to one of the outlets on the driver. I put in those little, I forget what they're called, but they're just like a grommet. I got all the tape down on all the lights. The glue held good. And I went and tightened all my clamps down. So everything's tight now. The only thing I need to do now is run a conduit up and over and down to that box, which will have low voltage wire in it from this lead to that side. But I only have 10-foot conduit and I kind of just forgot. So I need to go get a coupling because 10 foot will not make it all the way over into the top. But now that I'm looking at this, and I'll probably still be short because it's 8 foot across, so, but I'll see. I'll put a picture of the inside of this when it was all done, because I'm sure some of you will have something bad to say about it, but whatever. Now I'm gonna test the photocell. So, here it is. If I tape this up, it should, sorry, terrible. It should flick on that LED strip in there. Now this does have a delay, so we might have to wait a little bit. It has about a 30-second delay. So I'll just give that a second. But while I'm waiting for that, I'm gonna clean this whole thing out, get this conduit piece run, and then start scuffing this thing to get it ready for paint and hopefully get this thing done. So, still waiting. I had some trouble with the photocell actually, so I don't know if it's failing or if it just has that long of a delay on it. So I might have to return it and get a new one, but I guess I'll find out. Boy, oh boy. All right, let's forget that for now. I'm gonna mess with that. I might get a new photocell, but I got it to work a couple times, so I have no idea. But I'm gonna get this conduit done, clean this thing out, and then we'll start scuffing it. Never mind. As soon as I turn the camera off, it turned right back on. So it just has a minute. I think it has a 1 minute delay, so it takes a little while. I think it's fine. The photocell's fine. But I'm gonna do just what I said I'm gonna do, and then we'll come back. All right, the electrical is done, except for the hole in the side, which I mentioned multiple times. So one thing that I changed, because I took a lunch and I thought about it, and when I unload this or load it up on trailer, it tips at an incline. And doing some research, these containers have some flex to them. So this glue that I used on everything, PL Premium Max, I don't even know if I showed the glue. Here. This glue, it's very strong, but it's not elastic like Lexel. It gets hard. So I'm worried that when the container starts to flex, when I'm chaining it and lifting it and everything, that these joints are gonna break. So what I'm gonna end up doing is, the strapping will still hold it, but I'm gonna loosen the connectors on the boxes, and I'm gonna loosen the joints on the straps. That way that when it does flex, they have room to move instead of acting as a big lever and putting too much leverage on the boxes and shearing them or breaking them off. So I'm gonna just, not crazy loose, but just loosen them enough to where things can move around. But other than that, this is done. So I got this box finished up. You see these 2 feeders going there for the low volt. I ran this up nice, did a saddle, came down to this box. And after checking it out, that, what's it called? I don't even remember now. The thing that turns the lights on when the sun goes down is working fine. So now that this is all done, I'm gonna start scuffing this thing, and hopefully I can paint it in about 2 days or so. I don't know. I hope it takes long to scuff, doesn't take too long to scuff it, but I have no idea. So I'm gonna start working on that now. All right, I started sanding or scuffing down the container. I got the entire top done, and it actually wasn't that bad. Now it is about almost 1 in the morning now, because I decided to do this at night, because during the day it's getting so hot on this metal that it's hard to do. So it's just a lot more enjoyable at night, and it's quiet out here anyways. So I ended up using an orbital sander on all the flat spots just to speed it up. The scuffing pad works just as good. It's just quicker with the orbital on all the flat spots. But I still took the scuffing pads on all the welds and all the corners and everything to get it good. I did buy a foam pad for in between here, so it's kind of soft, so it eats up, or it conforms to the ribs a little bit better. But other than that, it's just going to be a lot of repetitive work. I'm hoping to paint this thing start painting it Friday or Saturday. It's Wednesday right now, so it shouldn't be that bad. It took me probably an hour and a half to do the top, and it won't be too bad. So I probably won't film much of it, because it's just boring, just sanding the thing. So I'm gonna finish this up, and then we'll start painting. All right, not as late of a night as last night, only midnight, not 1. But I actually got more done, so I'm getting quicker at it now that I know what I'm doing. So this entire side is done. Obviously you can't see, there's some spots that I went down to the primer on, because there were just things from like the chains or whatever when they strapped it. But this side is completely sanded. It is Wednesday night right now, or Thursday morning, however you want to look at it. But I'm hoping I'll get this whole side done tomorrow night, so Thursday night, and then I can get the end and the doors done on Friday, and hopefully paint this thing Saturday. Now, the only problem is there's a slight chance of rain on Friday, and for literally like for like 4 or 5 days. So let's hope that doesn't happen and I can end up getting this painted. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to wait a couple days, and this video is gonna be delayed for a little bit. But other than that, I'm gonna sand the other side tomorrow and keep on going. Another late night, but the hard part is done. I'm pretty happy. So I got the other side all scuffed. There we go. And the only thing left is that end and these doors. So that shouldn't take too long, because these barely have any ribs on them. They're all flat, so most of that will be the orbital. I bet I get that done in about an hour and a half or so. But I've already worked 10 hours today, so it's been a long day. But tomorrow Friday night. Shouldn't spend more than an hour and a half, like I said, on this. And it'll be ready for paint on the weekend. Now, we still have some rain expected, I think. Let's check. Yeah, we still have some rain. But we'll see. Maybe we might have to wait on this. But at least it's sanded and it's done. So this video might come out a little bit later. I might, while it's raining, finish up the LED lights on the back of the letters and put that video out. I have no idea what's gonna end up playing out. But I'm gonna go home and go to sleep. And we'll finish this thing tomorrow. All right, I got my goal on time. So, jam is done. The two doors are done. And that back side is done and ready for this weekend. Tonight's Friday night, so. But the rain's still looking iffy for tomorrow, so I'm still planning on trying to paint it. But we'll see how the day plays out. I might just have to wait till Sunday. But really, the only things I need to tape off are the doors. And I'm just gonna throw some tarps on the ground. And we'll spray this thing in about 2 hours probably. I mean, it won't take long at all. The prep was all the long part. So I'll be back out here tomorrow morning and start power washing this thing, cleaning it and taping it off. All right, it is raining a little bit, just sprinkling, but we're gonna power wash this thing and get it degreased. And there should be about a 7-hour open spot in the rain, which should be just enough time to get this thing done. So let's see if we can't get it painted today. All right, good news. The sun came out. So, and it doesn't say it's supposed to rain until about 2 in the morning. So I think we're in good shape to get this thing painted today. I got it all degreased and power washed. And I'm gonna start taping off these doors, these handles, and that's really it that needs taped off. I'm just gonna throw some tarps down on the sides there and down there. And this thing should be ready to paint. I am going to wipe it down with some denatured alcohol because that degreaser might leave a slight film on it, and that denatured alcohol just gets rid of any contaminants that could be there, so I don't get any fish eyes or anything crazy like that. I don't know if you noticed, but in the time lapse, my camera fell down and I cracked the screen on the GoPro. So it's the back screen, not the lens, but just a bummer. One more thing I gotta fix now. But I'm gonna start taping these doors off and then probably come back in a little bit and we'll see what we're doing. Okay, I got everything taped up. Got the door, all the latches and handles taped up. The backside plasticked. I got the jams and this all plasticked. But I'm gonna go get the paint, and I'm probably gonna have to wait till later tonight. There's no rain now, it's beautiful out, but it's really windy and I don't feel like painting the whole side of the building today. So I'm gonna see if the wind doesn't die down, I'll just do it tomorrow, but I can't paint with it this windy. So I'm gonna go get the paint, and then if I end up painting tonight, I'll film that, and if not, it'll be tomorrow. All right, so painting this thing this weekend didn't turn out how I wanted it. I almost painted it yesterday, and I'm glad I didn't, because that that 10% chance or whatever of rain in the morning turned out to be, it monsooned overnight. So I'm really glad I didn't paint it, because it would have been it would have taken a lot to fix it if that happened. But I did get the paint, and I went with Rust-Oleum's Professional Flat Black. Now, the only reason I didn't go with Rust Tough again is because I got Rust Tough because they have the tintable bases, so I could change the colors. Rust-Oleum already came in a pre-mixed flat black. I didn't have to mess with it or anything, so that's why I did that. And these are pretty much the exact same per gallon in cost. So, and they're pretty much the same product. So I wasn't too worried about it. But I did pick up Catalyst Hardener again to throw into the paint on the container. It'll help it not chalk up over time in the sun and start to fade. So just a little bit added protection there. I'm not going to clear coat it because I don't think it's necessary for this. So yeah, that's why I did that. I chose flat black instead of gloss black because I think it'll look a little better. I don't want it to be too shiny because the lights behind the letters will kind of give a glare if it's too shiny. So I think it'll look nice with the subtle flat black. But I'm planning on Tuesday looks nice. Tuesday, Wednesday, there's no rain. It's all sunny, no wind. So I think I'm going to shoot for spraying Tuesday and let it harden through Wednesday. And then we'll finally finish up this video. I know it's getting long and it's going to come out later than I wanted it to, but that's just the way things go. So I'll see you guys Tuesday and we'll get this thing done. All right, I got our sprayer. Graco sprayer. I've had this thing for a long time. But I got a 315 tip. Probably can't see. Or sorry, 415 tip. That's the orifice size and the spray size. So it's got a 4-inch spray with a 0.15 orifice tip. So that should do good for the paint I'm painting with. Now, I was going to paint this thing. It's Monday the 1st. I was going to paint this thing today at about noon, but then I came out here and I realized the metal is way too hot. I was trying to avoid the gnats and the bugs at night getting in the paint. So what I'm going to do is I'm determined to get this thing done. I'm going to get it done. I'm going to come out here at about 5 in the morning, right when the sun's starting to just pop up. So all the bugs will be gone and it'll still be cool enough to where I can spray the surface. So if you look, if I take a reading there, it's at 90 degrees. It was at 120 earlier, which is way too hot for that Rust-Oleum, sorry. If I sprayed it when it's really hot, it would bubble and delaminate and I'd have nothing but problems. So it's cool enough now to paint. They want it, the hottest you can paint is 90 degrees. But I'm not going to paint now because it's 4:30 or so, and the bugs and everything's going to start swarming soon. And by the time that the top layer of that dries over, there's going to be bugs in it. So I'm going to play it safe. I'll come back out here about 5 in the morning and get this thing painted up. Alright guys, it's 4:30 in the morning. I'm going to wipe down the entire container with some denatured alcohol quickly. Mix the hardener into the paint and start spraying. I set up a vacuum on this. If you can't tell, there's pressure on that and it's forcing it onto the jambs there. So I'm going to turn that on. It'll suck it in, create negative pressure, and then we should be good to go. So I'll set the camera up on my head and then get this whole thing sprayed up. And that's going to be it for this one. All right, I got the top all sprayed. I wasn't able to film it because I was getting too much overspray on the camera and the lens was coming up. So I'm going to try and film it when I get to the sides. That way the wind isn't on top, but it looks awesome. We're not getting any anything crazy going on. No problems yet. So I'm gonna start spraying these sides. I gotta mix up some more paint because I gotta let the hardener sit in it. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'll try and film painting the rest of it. All right, not too bad. Everything's done for what I'm doing right now. And I did get some runs in the door. It was hard getting around all these latches and things. I do have a little bit of runs in there, but it's a container, shipping container, right? If I want to, I'll sand them out just like I did everything else. But I have 2 more gallons. So I think I'm gonna mix up 1.5 gallons. So I have a half a gallon extra if I need to do touch-ups or anything after or down the road. So I'm gonna mix up 1.5 gallons, put 1 more coat on this thing, and let it dry. It is flashing off really nice. So, yeah, let's get that done. All right, guys, it's been about 12 hours or so. I don't even know, 9:30 at night. So it painted up nice, but I'm gonna have to do another coat. So I did 3, and it's not due to my coats, it's due to my just technique. If you can't tell, you can see very well the tiger striping there of my overlap marks. So I'm gonna have to fix that. But as far as everything else, I'm happy with the doors. Doors look good. The jams and everything turned out good. Sorry, it's a little dark. But this side has the same problem. Not quite as bad, but it does have a little bit of tiger striping there. So I'm gonna have to sand it, scuff it or whatever again, which is, I know, a lot of work, and throw one more coat of paint on it. I've sprayed a lot of stuff, and I've never really had an issue with the overlapping. But then again, all of the stuff I've done has been latex. I've never really messed with this kind of paint at this scale. So whatever, besides the point. But I'm gonna end the video here because I know it's getting pretty long. So if you watch the whole thing, thank you. And in the next one, we will, I don't know if the next one will be the letters or what, or fixing this, but we'll have to fix this, throw that power plug on the side of this. I do have a Starlink dish I'm going to put on the roof. We'll do just some random stuff like that to wrap this thing up. But once again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.